discussion.
Yes.
Yes, for discussion.
You already exam.
Take now. It's late.
I hereby move that this be adopted for discussion. Thank you.
My journal.
Then, my name is Howard.
Any observation? What's your name?
My name is Fatih Rabiodun
From where?
from Lagos.
We
I
can't see
have
your,
observation, sir.
we can't see your face.
Okay. My president,
Yes.
we are going to have some challenges here, sir. One, we are having virtual and physical AGM. For those of us who are online, I think this minute is supposed to be posted. That's one. Even the entire program needs to have been posted so that at least there will be a proper follow-up. Secondly, even for those of us who are physical here, I don't know how we can discuss the minutes when there's nothing to hold with us for discussion. So, if we are having these challenges, I would like to propose for a motion. Provided, well, don't let me go there because the issue has not been fully discussed. Maybe after it might have been fully discussed by those who are also here and those who are online, then you can raise a motion to resolve this problem. Thank you, sir.
Well, that can be shown on the screen. Thank you. Everyone, let me make this announcement. For those of you joining us virtually, kindly write your appropriate name on the screen so that it will be well documented in the chat room, so that when we are taking attendance, you will not be omitted. Your name will not be omitted. Thank you very much. Now on, there was a referendum here. I want to quickly update this honorable house, the AGM, that from Port Harcourt, Ondo State supposed to host this AGM, but due to this pandemic, that we are going virtual, and also the issue of election. We thought, the council now thought that we should give Ondo State another opportunity to vote. That will be after the Lagos, because Lagos home has been sealed in Port Harcourt. So Ondo State now automatically will be given the next hosting right. So it is an announcement from the council based on 2022 as a result of this pandemic. Any other input? Yes.
Thank you, my President. In as much as I want to agree with the council decision, but I want to draw attention that venue selection is approved by ratified by AGM. It's not ratified by AGM.
And that is
Then,
what
so that's why I say that I agree, but it's presented so that it can be ratified by this AGM. Not that the council has already decided. So let it be ratified. The reason is very correct. So let it be ratified officially by the AGM.
On that note, maybe yes vote or so. Or is there any? I want to seek my past president to present it for the house.
Thank you. Well, I want to present 2 ways. One, like you said, because of the pandemic, I think it's wise enough that this is taken virtually in Abuja. And of course, since Lagos was done on that AGM, I want to propose the motion that the upcoming 2022 AGM hosting rights be given to Ondo State by matter that has been defined. That's my motion.
Any contrary? Motion.
I, Milda Sadiq Said, thereby support the motion that 2022 hosting rights should be given to Ondo State. Thank you.
Any contrary? Motion. Supporting? Yes. Huh? You want to modify? It's okay. Do that again. Somebody can leave.
Since Ondo was to host now and Lagos was to take 2021, now that we are taking it forward, I think the motion will carry the two of them. If you carry one motion, the other is not taken. So I think the motion should not carry both Ondo State and Lagos to host that.
So, any contrary motion? No. So, we change it. So, progress. Any omission, subtraction, or other observations in the minutes?
No paper, we don't have that.
They can share it. They can share it. We can't recognize you.
My president, sir. My president, you know there's an existing, the first person that spoke said, we don't have anything to interact with. And at the same time, in the past, minutes are usually forwarded online. And even here, those of us that are here physically, there's nothing for us to interact with. How are we discussing what we don't even interface with, minus what the Assistant Secretary has read to us? Thank you, sir.
Sorry, you have said that you share the minutes on the screen. Modern technology. We have already, please, kindly go ahead and do that. Time is fast spent. In fact, we have 25 minutes more to round up on this. Is it possible? Yes. There are so other reports that are coming up that are very, very key. IT officer, we are waiting for you.
Minutes, share it, project it.
Yes. Somebody should.
My name is Fully Oshiri.
I just have an observation, and I just want us to take it as a learning process. Because under Harvard, minutes of the meeting of this nation ought to have been forwarded, I think, about 28 days. And the new Harvard is not very, very friendly with organizations registered under Part C of Harvard. There are some sections there that make peculiar provisions, as I would put it, because I could recollect when the last AGM of NBA was going on, the then president, Paul Osoro, said that they have to be very, very careful that the way they were running NBA in the past must change, because the Registrar General is responsible with our law.
It's supposed to be posted to the website so that they can pick it from there.
Let us be compliant with it. Nothing costs much. I know that the intention is not to hide everything. It's just a mere oversight. So please, I'm appealing. God bless you.
The Young House, I think we need to help ourselves so that we don't get stuck. If this, from experience, if this kind of thing is happening at the AGM, whereby several reports will be presented and there's no coverage that will go around, I think the best thing to do is to set aside all those reports that are not readily available for members to discuss. We set all those reports aside. We pick those that do not have reports that needs to be an interactive discussion. We'll go ahead with it. We set all those reports aside and present it, mark it with the next year report. And so the AGM can give such money. It has happened in the past. This is not the first time. Where reports are not okay, or the reports are not accepted by the AGM, and they shifted it to the next AGM. So in that regard, I would like to move a motion that if reports that cannot be accessed by members at this AGM are well known or classified by us, the report should be forwarded till next year AGM. Thank you, sir.
My President and members, I think I align with Fadil that we should suspend all those reports until we have them either on our WhatsApps or as emails. Because if you don't have a report, it's not possible for you to have any meaningful input into it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, we have some of these reports that we can share online now. Can we go ahead and do those ones that we have than postponing all the reports till next AGM? This is a virtual meeting. It's different from normal physicality. So I believe we can share.
The President of the Young House, I think the case at hand is not a case of not having reports available, but how do we make it accessible? So if it's something that can be posted right away to the email of participants or any other format that they can access it right here and right now, I think it will be better for us to have those information rather than taking it to the other AGM, compounding the future when we can solve the problem in the present. Thank you.
Mr. President, I just want to call your attention to this development that it is a shame for us to sit down here today, being the AGM, annual general meeting of the Nigerian Stock Building, and we're still having incomplete, inconclusive, inadequate. Definitely, we shouldn't have the AGM in the first instance because the COVID happened since March and up to date, And if you are talking about digital, what are we talking about? We are talking about the easiness, the best collaborating that we can have. So, sir, I believe strongly that this is not virtual. We are still in the old process. And I want to call your attention to this, because if we continue on inconclusive on so many issues, at the end of the day, before this administration hands over, we will be handling so many problems. So I want to urge you, seriously, on a serious note, that if we are not ready, it is better we understand our house for us to stand down, rather than presenting something that at the end of the day is going to create a chaos for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. President, sir. My name is Builder Taylor Jadi Kombi. I don't think we are all here. You know what it costs all of us to be here. So, just trying to talk about different kind of things. Let us have the report that is ready, that is accessible here today. The one that is not ready, let us just put it aside. You can't afford to put everything to EGM or next AGM. Please, let us go ahead to do something. Look at the head that is here, and the people that are watching over there. So many people. You can't just come and say, we are not getting things out of there. Please, sir, let's look into it. Whichever is the report is ready, let's go ahead and do.
Good afternoon, everybody, Mr. President, management, and members. I have a different view about this meeting. It is because of the problem, it's an interface of version and technology. As a matter of fact, I don't see the difference between me being here and between me being my house now. The only difference I've seen here is that I see the presidency and the council here. Because some other people, 3 or 4 people have gathered this year and be part of this AGM. That's the implication of doing virtual. Now, the challenge we are raising is that these documents are not available. I'm of the opinion that this platform is not a normal, it's not a regular projector. If you project something on a regular projector, it is available to only those who are here. But if you project it on the Zoom platform, it is available to everybody. So if it's available to everybody, why except if you say, why was it not made available, which is different petrol official. But for us to, one, come all the way to this place, spend money, spend resources, and now push it to another year, it's going to be a lot of accumulation. So I think what Mr. President has said before, that project it there. Then when it's projected there, my understanding of technology is that everybody has access to it. When it's projected on the Zoom platform, it's not just a projector. Then anybody can now raise questions and we can discuss. That's my submission. And I saw it on the, I think I saw a projection there. So we can discuss some of those things. That's my submission.
Let's move ahead. Any contribution in respect of the report? We are not talking about this again, please. We have just 12 minutes to the end of the time allocated for this thing. What do we do?
There are people online who are raising their hand to talk. We need to recognize that they are part of us.
Yes. We have Jackson here, we have Shidebere, Nwachukwu, we have Wilson. Somebody just put out their observations.
Okay, they can chat.
Let them just chat virtually. We read it. Let us.
So that Jackson can talk. You have put Jackson up.
It's okay, Jackson. Can they talk? You have been unmuted. Unmute yourself, Jackson. Jackson, kindly unmute yourself.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the absence of further contribution, I would suggest that we project the videos that have just been projected earlier, project the videos slide by slide, make comments, ask questions, and move on to other reports.
But while they were reading this, if you had, everybody was listening. Honestly speaking, if there had been any issue you wanted to talk about, you have noted. It was so clear. The man read it vociferously. What else do we need to analyze?
Controversy.
Or do we just use controversy to prolong a meeting? We have limited time. So if nobody has even raised any observations from the report, so why the time is fast spent?
My name is Aliu Obra. Actually, this matter, as said by the president, we should proceed. But however, I have no place to digest from. But one thing I had during the meetings is that there's somebody that failed about 5 papers. And at the last council, and they said he was invited for common interview. And the present administration said they will take it up. I don't know what is the outcome of that. I have it in the minutes. But so my question is that, has it been registered by common, or has the council taken any decision on that aspect? Thank you very much.
There is one of our members who failed the, I think, credit examinations of 4 or 5 times. And page. What actually happened was that the person who did the exam the 5 times, and his case was discussed in the council, and the council looked into it, and it was found that the man was, it's a dog. You know, one of the senses he can't compare with the exam so much. So the council gave him, there was a committee set up to go and look into it, and when they came, the man was isolated due to the sense, due to one of the senses that is not okay. So he has not been rating common interview, neither the other interview of NIOB. That is his case. It's Mr. Benson.
Thank you very much. I know the candidate you are referring to. Actually, in the handing over notes that was presented to me, the candidate's case was mentioned that he has been writing the exam and he failed to a certain extent, and that the candidate has certain problems, hearing and maybe reading or something like that, and that the council that really discussed this case agreed that it should be considered. But the last council gave him a letter, and the letter said something like he has passed. So when the former registrar was handing over, he was asking that question. When council says, give this person a letter, does it mean give him a letter that he has passed the exam, he failed? And so this new council looked into it. And exactly that question was presented in council, that this is a candidate that has this problem and this problem. Does giving him a letter means he has passed the failed exams? Council looked into it, and it was realized that because the candidate has certain disabilities, it would be better to just leave that letter as it was, simply because event has overtaken it. The time is now past, such that if you say you want to withdraw that letter, the candidate will have the right to take us to court and he might win us. So in that council, it was just silenced over, but that in future when we have such candidates, the institute should be able to prepare. If we have blind candidates, we have blind candidates in higher institutions, how are they writing their exam? The institute should prepare for them. If we have deaf candidates, the institute should also prepare for them. And that was exactly the final decision that was taken concerning that candidate.
Once again, I'm sorry that I'm coming out again to discuss on this matter. Somebody raised it at the last stage in Port Harcourt. They wanted to rubbish the process of the last administration, of which they called that person to order. I don't know this issue will still come up again, but it's better for us to say it once and for all. As the registrar, the current registrar has reported, that was how the case was. But the management then decided in their own wisdom to look at the challenges this particular candidate is having extensively at the council, not a sectional meeting, at the council. The former registrar, Sister Lilian, was at that meeting. And they said, what is the challenges? The guy cannot, hear very well and cannot read very well. So he has some disability. And we are allowing the same person to write the exam with able-minded people 3 times. So when they discovered this, somebody raised the matter of this guy, and they look at it passionately. And the management decided that, okay, we are not going to give him result. That's where I want us to get this information. We are not going to, the institute, they look at the implication of giving him a result, saying he has passed, the exam he didn't pass. We now say he's having A, or he's having D, he's having C. No, he was never graded. The grade that he received was the same grade that is still in the archive of NRB up till today. So if they go back to the archive, they will see that it is the same grade he had before bringing his case to the council. That was what we have in the archive. And then I said, okay, because of this, let us give him administrative letter. That is how that the issue of giving him result from the registrar office was not forthcoming, because the council didn't allow us to issue him a different result. But they said, let us raise an administrative letter that will say that, okay, to whom it may concern, that this guy, they can read the letter to the house, so that at least we will see the content of that letter before we start crucifying anybody. So the letter didn't say he has passed with grade with this. To whom it may concern, that this guy sat for so grade of exam and is successful. Chicken up. So I cannot remember the content, but the content has not tied NRB down to the point that they can say, okay, so you are telling us this is great. He was not giving the same result that we are giving to others. He was only giving an administrative letter. And when they asked me to do that, I didn't do that. I decided not to do it immediately because I need to consult, I need to see how we are going to coin the content of the letter. At one council meeting, the president even asked that, AGS, where is the letter? I said, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. They accepted my excuse and said they want to see, to make sure that the guy was given, because it came up in matters arising. I did that letter when we are about to hold another council meeting, early morning of that day, so that they can say, because I've done the draft, but I perfected everything on that day, and I wrote the letter on behalf of the council and the institute. And that letter was not malicious, it was a direct instruction, directive of the council that I, Leader Fadil Dibede, as the immediate past General Secretary, carried out at that moment. And that settles the entire thing. So if they go back to that letter, you will not see any grade, nothing there. It was the decision of the council, and I carried it out without any fear or favor. Thank you very much.
Why I ask the question, sir, is not that this person is our member, and if he has disability, does it mean he will never be admitted as a registered builder? If he's admitted as a registered builder, two, how can we ensure his performance? When clients gives him brief, will he be able to deliver that brief? Will he be able to give instruction on site? And will he be able to, give us do something meaningful in production? But that as maybe, since he's our member, what ways are we using as an institute or profession to assist him? Is it, have we asked him whether he can even fraternize with all these medical aids and things like that? Because for the fact that I'm not even questioning whether he should pass or he should fail, but he's our member, and since he's our member, where are we going? So, which means if anybody has disability, we can distance ourselves from such a person. Those are the areas I want to feel that probably we should think further on what we should do to such, when we have such members in our list. And there's no way we can raise such members from our list as a profession. Thank you very much.
Sir, there's an information on what the Bidaova raised from the council. I'm sorry, sir. There was a caveat on that. They said that candidates cannot sit or come back to do exam because they know even if you push him to the next grade, he can never pass. Except if you have all the basic things that you can give him as a disability person. But that was the caveat the council gave on that he cannot come back to come and sit exam because the man only needed that. He's also retiring from service. So that was the caveat. That was just the information.
Let me. Honestly speaking, my brothers and sisters, this matter came up, I think, was it in the council meetings and so on. The issue of disability, how do we help members that are disabled? You see, we discussed this matter sufficiently, severally, and we are now here on our 58th AGM, still discussing this matter, wasting people's time. I don't know. Something that's supposed to be handled administratively, or is it here now that we start to learn the lesson of how to take care of members or conduct exam for members that are disabled? We cannot continue to waste the precious time of honorable members of this house. I mean, we have About close to an hour now discussing this issue. Why? Issues that are not other relevant. Then, what about financial report? What about other reports? Are we going to postpone that till tomorrow or another time? This is a ministry. They have a closing time. Let us try to manage the time. Issues that have been resolved are now being brought back to this level. I think it is not proper to just continue like this.
Observation, sir.
Observation. What's your name, please? Onabeku, your observation, I must caution you, should not take us back. Please.
Thank you very much. I remain with Akunle. This issue is not a very difficult issue, if I have known before now, because the British Council in Nigeria has such facility. If NIA can establish a relationship with them, and they will provide the course content and the exam, because people with disability, they have a way of assessing them, and they will pass them. Because if that guy took your letter to them, I don't know what will happen. Thank you.
When I was talking, I mentioned it that Council agreed that when we have people with disability, we should look for a way of attending to them. And I think that is good enough to close this chapter. Thank you very much.
Hello. May I recognize the Carbon Vice Chairman, Builder Opalua. Kindly unmute yourself.
President, members of Executive Council, Council members of Nigerian Institute of Building, my senior colleagues, distinguished fellow builders. I had raised my hand earlier on, and it's not in respect of the immediate items being discussed. I had wanted to support that the Ondo State be given the opportunity to host after Lagos, and that has been carried out. So I wish you a successful meeting. I'm still on and listening. Thank you.
Thank you, our erudite project facility manager, engineer, and builder. Thank you, the Vice Chairman of COBOR. But let's move this meeting forward. Please, I want to appeal to anybody. Time is precious. That one thing we have learned also was that in our council meeting, we are not wasting time. We will go to the point and move ahead. So this is AGM that is superior to a council meeting. Then why are we trying to drag, to devote so much time on issues that are not too, that are a little bit pertinent? Prof. Martin Dada.
Thank you, sir. I would just suggest that what we do, all these things that have been projected, people have, the issue raised there is we are using a facility of the government. We have a closing time. And we are coming tomorrow. We knew what we experienced this morning, and we knew what we had there, because they are human beings who have to come and open. So what I would just suggest is there is a way you give summary, like in that presentation now that is, what is it? That is on the board. We just, any issue on page 1, page 2, page 3, within 2-3 minutes, we are over. Then we project another one, any issue, even the financial report. We do that because if we overstay, we must not affect tomorrow. Tomorrow is even more critical. So that's still my argument. I just bet that the ones things that are major that we will affect the system, let's just raise it in all the reports, then and quickly go through and just point.
Thank you, Prof. Amari, on the fact that we need to leave petty issues and go to the one that we add value to our profession as soon as possible. So on that note, let us move a motion, Abi, in respect of this. Your report, Abi?
The adoption.
For no comment, adoption, please.
Hereby support the adoption of the minutes of the last AGM held in Port Harcourt 2019.
Seconded by who?
Hi. Sorry, what? I'm talking right now. I, Hilda Aldous, second vice president, support that motion. And I would want to add here, please, that we know that this is virtual. Practical or physical meeting is different from virtual. We should not waste time on anyone. Let us just know that virtual, we should keep it very fast. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda.
The Secretary's report.
Honorary General Secretary report.
I pick it from the website.
They are also on the website, but read to it. Fast.
Okay, I'll just I'll outline the report of the HGS. They have actually been posted on the knowledge section of the Institute portal. So members can pick them from there. The report summarizes the activities of the Institute from the last AGM, which held on 4th to 9th August 2019 at Obiwale Conference Center, Port Harcourt, Rivers State, till 31st September 2020. Official engagement. Should I read or I should just speak to it?
Speak to it.
Okay.
Speak to it.
I'll speak to it. If you look at the secretarial report, you will see the various engagements of the president, the HGS, and of course other members of the institute. Key among those reports is the sponsorship of two members, Builder Samson Opalowa, FNIOB, and Builder Fadiu Elegbede, FNIOB, to constructing a world conference in Australia. That was sometime in September. That was September 2019. And signing of MOU on behalf of NIOB with Australian Institute of Building. Part of the official engagement too is the visit to the Korean embassy, where agreement was reached on the need for professional relationship between NIOB and construction professionals in South Korea. We actually meant to embark on a trip sometime in April, but because of the COVID, that could not happen. Another aspect of that report would be the commitment of the legal luminary, Barrister Femi Falana, who has promised to represent NIOB in legal matters or provide legal advice on pro bono basis. Another aspect would be the visit to Lubeland, the Research and Skills Development Center. The conceptual design was presented to council, and we have the working drawing. In fact, we are making interface with development control. So other visits, of course, includes the meeting with the Minister for FCT, then the Minister for Works and Housing, and the conferment of Honorary Fellowship Award. On Secretariat, the Secretariat presently has an ES, Executive Secretary Builder Akowe Ugbede, who is presently undergoing 6 months probation, We've done some internal reshuffling of staff for interdepartmental experiences in the secretariat. ICT deployment in the secretariat is up, increasing efficiency to over 70% and reducing man-hour spent in banks. We've had since September 2019 to April 2020, the Secretariat has had in-house training on team building, project management, and so on. From this current council year, we are looking at training on specific areas for the staff. The Finance and General Purpose Committee, that harmonizing the employee guidelines and conditions of service for staff. They're also developing a consolidated salary structure for the institute. Retirement templates for use of all committees have also been developed and sent to committee chairmen. Why this is very important is that we discovered that every administration comes up with their retirement templates. They come up with their respective forms, processes, making it difficult for the institute to create a sustainable system. So the staff, they study administrations instead of systems. So I think FNGPC, they've done great work there. Our social media handles, we've put that on. The portal has been on, and once we are able to complete most of the things we need to fix there, every activity of the institute should be done digitally so that members do not need to travel down to Abuja to do anything. Then for the source code of www.nrbna.org, it has been transferred from Technosoft to the institute. We strongly encourage members. We've actually left that portal to be up and running so that members can download their certificate for last year AGM. If after March 2020, members might not have access to that portal again, please, we encourage members to go there and pick their certificates. We're also creating operational manuals for institute activities and to increase efficiency and create sustainable system. The graduate induction program for building graduates has been a great success. Those slowed down by COVID, but will pick up from where we stop. Committees have been meeting virtually and physically. Chapter reports. The various chapters, state chapters, they've been waxing strong. The institute is so proud of them. We also request chapter chairmen that have exceeded the constitutional mandatory period of 2 years in office to hand over to new leadership for fresh air to permit the chapters and the institutes. I think the National Council has emphasized on that enough, so we are bringing it to the AGM. On the Builders' Day, on 13th day of March every year, Council has approved, subject to ratification of the AGM, for that day to be recognized as Builders' Day, which primary aim is to raise societal consciousness about builders and the need to promote standard building construction practices and safety in the Nigerian built environment. The event was marked this year nationwide in all states. The activities carried out range from visit to the site of the collapsed building in Lagos, where some school children laid down their lives, the laying of threads there, roadshow, courtesy visits, press conferences, amongst others. It was reported on all electronic and print media, radio stations, television stations, and media, and social media. The 2020 mandatory continuous professional development workshop or seminar held on Wednesday, 15th and Thursday, 16th July 2020, And the theme was building production and structural stability. The workshop was highly successful with a total number of 873 participants from across the globe. The College of Fellows inducted 30 numbers class of 2020 fellows through a virtual induction event on Wednesday, 29 July 2020. It was highly successful with participants drawn from various fields of human endeavor. The election for the post of the chairman and deputy chairman of the College of Fellows was fixed by the National Council for Wednesday, 7th October 2020. The submission of election forms closed at 23:59 hours on Wednesday, 22nd September 2020. National examinations. The Education and Examination Committee anchored stages 2 and 3 oral interviews in 2019 and 2020 with a record number of 163 candidates for the July 2020 diet. The committee has developed and presented to Council a new examination syllabus for the Institute. It's been approved by Council. I don't know if AGM might need to ratify it. It will become operational from June 2021 examinations. Based on the recommendation of the committee, Council has approved for B.Ed building candidates to be admitted as technologist members and partake in graduate examinations. Other details will be rolled out by the committee. Assessment of NBUild trainees. The Institute is currently assessing 10,529 NBUild trainees under the federal government Empower scheme. Bereavement. The Institute lost the following members: Builder Wilfred Onyema Onya, MNLB from Enugu State Chapter on 18th April 2020. Builder David Olosunde, MNLB from Kwara State Chapter on 11 July 2020. And Builder A.O. Nayeyu Ju, right? FNIOB from Lagos State Chapter on 28 September 2020. The former State Chapter Chairman of Lagos. Finally, we appreciate the massive support, encouragement, and prayers we received in this first lap. We hope to enjoy same as we continue serving you. COVID-19 has brought upon us a good change. Let us mount on its wing to create a truly global NIOB. Thank you so much.
Thank you, AGS. Can I say this because of time? Can we quickly have all the reports together? There are issues we have noticed here, issues of approval or to take, that we need to take the AGM's ratification. Do we do that before we go to financial report and all other reports? Mm-hmm. Abi? Or should we take audio?
Builder Bratai is online. Who wants to contribute?
Builder Bratai. Yes. How is Borno State?
Well, fine, sir. How is our workshop today and AGM? Hello?
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, we are hearing.
Yes, how are you, sir?
Well,
after hearing our HGS reports, if there's no anything, I'm just suggesting for adoption of the minutes, sir.
It's okay. It's okay.
Adoption of the
reports. Yes, it's okay. Seconded by who? Seconded by
First Vice again.
Seconded by First Vice.
IDP is on the line also listening.
Who?
Kelly.
Are you raising your hand physically, attitude? You suppose for you not to be here, do you know the millions they are going to fine you?
Mr. President, Mr. President and members, it's not my intention not to attend that AGM. It is just that circumstances will not permit me. Glory be to God that I could connect today. What I want to say, first of all, is to pardon my not being available since the meeting was on. I joined earlier. But when the presenter was not, the network was bad. I had to switch off to take my drugs. What I want to say actually has to do with the questions you asked, Mr. President. Yes, the report has been adopted. If you ask me, I would say that there are vital issues that need to be addressed, very fundamental in that HGS report. There are even some he raised. He was saying he will think that they will need AGM approval. So I think the HGS Secretariat report contains some policy issues that we will address. That's my suggestion. Then the issues that has to do with monetary, financial, and all whatnot will come up. But issues that border on policies that will help drive the activities of the Institute, I think we should give it specific attention for necessary closeout. Thank you.
Thank you, my RTP. We will quickly do that now. The issue that needs AGM. It's okay, Usanabon. How are you now? Unmute yourself.
Thank you very much. I am doing great, sir.
Yes. How is Port Harcourt?
We are having a fair weather today, unlike yesterday, which was raining cat, dog, goat, and maybe elephant.
It's okay.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, sir. I wish to contribute as follows, because we had so much delays. Yes. Yes, you're right. We have had so much delays from the beginning. And I want to say that it is pertinent that we go faster because we spend a whole lot of time. And that will be based on the president having to give a kind of limit to discussion so that you put the questions to either vote or ratification as being needed so that we make progress, sir. Thank you very much.
It's okay. It's okay. So now let us start with Builder Z. So the AGM has to give it to ratify it.
Ratify.
Yes. So generally, but it has to be done appropriately.
I believe that Tijani Shuaib, the past president of the Nigerian of Building, hereby propose the motion that the March 13th of every year be assigned as Builders' Day for the Nigerians of Building. Thank you.
Second, woman leader.
More people are also pointing online like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Second day.
I think March.
Yes. Thank you. The next matter is this issue of building, those who read building education. We have a list of institutions of higher learning that have been producing building education graduates. And coincidentally, NRB is an awarding body on assessment that is being handled by NBT, National Board of Technical Education. And we realize that those technical colleges need the services of these graduates of building education. So it is an advantage to NIOB if they could be embraced and brought into our organization. For instance, UNILAG has departments of building where students were absorbed into that department with certain credits, pass or credits. So if you now go to that education department, some are now reading building. That is, they were being trained to go and impart knowledge on those who want to study building courses. So we have been having discussion with all of them. Rather than they proceed to form another association, which some of them have been thinking about, that NLB should absorb them and enlarge our membership, because they will be very useful in the area of this assessment, giving us a go-ahead. But this August House, this August body, must ratify it as has been presented. So let us go ahead, let somebody, if there are no issues in respect of that, we have looked at it critically. Set up committee headed by well-experienced lecturers and others and professionals. So
we have used 88 bags of cement.
Who?
Mute that person now.
Mute that person. Leader Tinata, a member, the secretary of membership committee. Please. Yes. Time.
The president and the general house. Good afternoon, everybody. I know that in NIOB, if we talk about embracing the building graduates of education, I think in our previous approval by the council, we have been registering those that graduated with first degree as licentiate, because it was discovered that there are some courses, so many courses of building profession that those graduates in education did not offer. And having gone through the courses they have gone through, we discovered that from licentiate, they can start adjusting before they get to corporate, because they were past technologists before they get to graduate, before they were right in the corporate. By the time they must have passed these 3 grades, we are believing that they must have achieved the acceptable grade by the profession to accept them as corporate members who can now proceed to cover for their registration. Reason being that they already have their first degree in building, though in education. Now, if we embrace them as graduates,
no, as technologists,
as technologists, they don't have enough of those courses which the technologists have offered in their own curriculum. So I'm suggesting that let them remain at Lansdowne grade. From there, they can now cover up their lapses. Thank you.
I just want to add to what Chinasa was saying. Yes, it is true that products of DX building are deficient, and Cobon recognized that, and to assist them qualify for registration and licensing. You recall a technical committee was set up to look at an MOU that has been proposed with Kaduna Polytechnic. And in future, of course, we are going to have such kind of MOU with another institution. The MOU basically is about coming up with bridging courses that will address those deficiencies that are obvious in the curriculum that those candidates went through. So we are very much aware that yes, they can progress from the lowest level membership cadre to corporate, but that isn't sufficient as far as Cobon is concerned for certificate registration and licensing. That's the idea behind having the what do you call it, the MOU. Mr. President, you remember the 3-man committee is looking at as was nominated at the last council meeting to liaise with another 3-member representation from the Polytechnic. So hopefully within the year or by early next year, the bridging program will be in place to assist those kind of candidates. Thank you.
Policy information.
Information is not intelligence until it has been profoundly deciphered in the crucible of internet. We have Cobon NLB Joint Committee, chaired by Mr. Juan. They look into this matter again, and it was referred to the committee of NLB, examination committee, chaired by Professor Adjoini. A lot of work was done by these people. So I don't think anybody who was not assigned that privileged task will have sufficient information collected across in respect of this assignment. So to now start to do the work of the committee on this floor is a waste of time to me. The point that I also noted that was discovered that look, these people, these graduates also did some courses on education that were not done by our own students. They had also so many courses, and they were also taken by the university with high requirements. So I remember that NUT, in those days, when you are a graduate of engineering or building and so on, you could easily become a teacher when you couldn't get site work. But it came to a time, NUT said no. If you have no education background, no matter how brilliant you are, even if you are a PhD holder, don't come near teaching. So with that kind of regulation or clause now, who will be qualified to be teaching our people in construction education? So we discovered that in the area of structures, where they have limitations, there are things they will do. Because engineer Yenuga
former president of Institution of Structural Engineer, was also involved in this assignment. Professor Adenuga was also involved. So, thank you for the privileged information registrar. But we have done this exercise extensively, and it has dragged for too long a time. We should learn how to take initiative. And that was why even polytechnic graduates, whom they thought that might have little shortcoming in certain courses, were expected to attend courses organized by NLB to get them upgraded. That licentiate grade has been rejected by them. By those, that licentiate grade has been rejected by them. The HOD of that education in Unilag said, I have PhD, and you want me to come and start at the level of licentiate? Because of what? I have so many things that I know, that I learned, that you were never taught. So they felt that it was degrading. So, and if care is not taken, if they form their own association, we lose them and we have competitors. So if there are just causes to blend them, like our registrar to bridge the gap, he could go ahead and do that. But the danger of prolonging things has affected us a lot. And that was why we don't even have a property in Lagos and some other ones. If you don't take the bull by the horns and move ahead, we will start to be running, lobbying for a lost battle. The registrar kindly round up on this because you are well positioned on this matter. I know you people did a lot of work. So then, the chairman of Carbon NLB Joint Committee is not here. But we, at the level of NLB, we are making our own recommendation.
Thank you very much, sir. Comparing the syllabus of the B.Ed and those with BSc building, sincerely there were some courses which the B.Ed candidates did not do. And majorly, the courses we brought out are structures, construction tech, builders in the society. And when we analyze these courses, we look at these candidates as graduates. And that as graduates, if we accept them to the technology level and ask them to come and do graduate exam, then it downs on them to go and prepare. If I say I want to register and this is the level you are giving me, whether I have done it before or not, if I want to do that exam and pass, then I don't have any choice than to go and prepare for it. When we were presenting to council, the IPP mentioned something about taking these courses before they are accepted. That was why the first committee that looked at it identified all the courses that they did not do and brought out those ones. So accepting them and putting them in the technologist level, we only gear them up if as candidates that really wants to register with NIOP. We have HIV graduates also being accepted as technologists. And all these exams, we don't have automatic pass for them. Candidates that wrote all these exams, they have the opportunity to pass, and they also have the right to fail if they don't prepare very well. And when we consider builders in the society, even looking at our own candidates, builders in society is only done at the corporate and mature candidates level. So if they are able to grow to that level, automatically we believe they should also be able to cope, and that was why it was recommended that they should be accepted as technologist candidates and be allowed to write graduate exams. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my President and the House. The management of the institute has the right to formulate policies and present it to AGM for implementation. It is the AGM that, ratification, it is the AGM that will ratify and approve that policy. But here, coming from the background that the NLB has a policy, and the policy on the admission of different people into different cadre of the institute, particularly the B.Ed. The registrar of COBOL has said it loud and clear. Don't let us run away from it. Don't let us do anything in a rush, because others are rushing, we also want to rush. These people have deficiency in some certain courses. I was a member of the NRB committee by the created one in the college, and I liaised with them. That's Mrs. Araba, Vidauva, and some other people, Vida Jakus. I knew what we did, and he said, getting curriculum from all these CAD Poly and some other, even universities that are offering these courses, BA. We have to take it and we analyze, we see. But we are unable to complete the assignment there. But from what you have said, at least the President, in his wisdom, has been able to set up for that committee to evaluate that and go ahead. It will not be right for us. I'm an HND holder. They cannot come and rubbish me by putting B.Ed in the same group that I belong to. Let them put us on the field. It is certain they can't. But when you talk about examination, you want to give them some certain areas to go and read and come back. Of course, anybody can read and get that. Don't let us. All right, sir. My president.
This is almost 4 o'clock. The alarm was already. Please round up.
Yes, I will.
I
so what?
This is our own secretariat, and we say let us go ahead. But the attendants here.
Yeah. What I want to say is that we cannot equate B.Ed with HND, with the proposal they are bringing. So what, sir, I want to round up, sir. What I would suggest is that let there be a bridging assessment. We've said it over and over before now. Let there be a bridging assessment. Let us fashion out how we can do that, even if it is 3 months or 6 months bridging courses for these people. Let them go through it. NLB can organize. We have the capacity to do that, just like normal classroom. Once they go through it and they are able to come out, we'll give them results on the grade of all these subjects. Once they are able to make it, automatically the results will be used for their further admission in any other cadre. That's it. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon once again. I think the fundamental issue, I don't want us to be embarrassed. If I'm the owner of this place and I come now and say I'm closing, what will you do? People will, if you want to even quote the Constitution, you are not the owner here. Are we going to have another special meeting? Now, there are issues that have been raised. Let me tell you a truth. Teachers are professionals now, by law. Yes. So the fact that they even read another thing is addition. Nobody is talking of whether equating BSc with HND. It's just like we are not equating MBQ, but with there's what we call, it's like equivalence. But if then people in their own wisdom have, if there's a committee and they are recommending putting them on technology's grade, what have we lost? And I think registrar said there will be bridging courses, am I right? anything. That's just my own thing. Because the more we are discussing this issue, I think there are more, we should like try to bring out details of the committee. I think we can give the committee the benefit of the doubt that these are also professionals, these are also builders who are also going to value our interests. And like anybody, Mr. President said, I mean in Nigeria there's freedom of association. If they form their own association, we then become our competitors. So I think if you allow, I would rather, if I'm allowed, I don't know whether it's procedural, I would rather do a motion that let them be accepted as technologies. That's the motion I'm moving.
I have the counter to support it.
Before we go, the motion has moved, you can have the counter motion, you can have
support it. Just to support the motion.
Let us support. Yes, sir.
counter motion.
For posterity's sake and for history, that I, Brigadier Fadil Abiodun Elegbede, a former AGS of the institute, also move a motion. I'll first move a counter motion that policy is not friendly to the institute, and so that is my counter motion. But another motion is that this AGM should also move and support this motion that the HND should also be placed as graduate member of the institute. Supported. Because we don't have any deficiency.
Yes, supported. Supported.
Thank you.
Supported. 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 Bring it down.
They said we should
supported.
Supported.
Yes. Supported.
Hello, the whole house. Please, the whole house. Anarchy is not permitted here. You see, there is this professional segregation that we have learned. When you are at your place of work, let me give an example here. When we said, builders said they were being marginalized by architects. So that means that some of us, somebody told me that it's a matter of interest. There are some of us who are claiming that we are being marginalized. If we are opportune to be at that level, we will be emperors, and we will do worse. Now, from the way you have talked, there is a problem. Segregation, territory defense. I just want to quickly mention to you something that the issue of town planners. That LAPCA, the Lagos State Building Control Agency, yes, the Building Control Agency, that they expected those of us who are site people, engineers, architects, who are designers, to be involved. But we have people who are looking at it that, physical planning is our territory. We don't want these people, let them go to Ministry of Works. So if we are holding extreme positions, because we are always thinking of ourselves, no empathy, then the society will be at a loss. The issue of HND-DC, it's not what we are discussing now. So when this matter was given to you, you are a member of that committee also. It was delayed, totally no result. And you made people suspect frustration. And for you to be saying this now, I don't understand. Professors have worked, but it's okay.
Mr. President and fellow members, the issue before the House, which has been discussed, is BSc education. And it has passed through the gamut by the executive. I think we elected them and they are working on our behalf. Reactionary motions may not necessarily, because what has passed through the processes and they have presented us, there are pros and cons. I would want us to decide on issue before us. That of HND is not before us, it has not been before us. If it has to be, let it go through the processes through which the BSc education and present it to us, then this has to discuss it. This is my line, and that is, what it should be. That is not before. The HND is not before us. Whatever merit may be, let it also go through the process of people examining us and giving us a report like this BSc education. And we have been told by that in the university lecturer have been asked to go and have a teaching qualification for you to proceed. I think NUC has said that. So if you are a lecturer, you must have a teaching qualification. So most of them are going to take a BA or whatever. So because we are those who teach in that BA, the courses they teach there, methodology, those who read educational psychology, those who take a BSc degree, they don't take methodology, they don't take educational subjects. So it's either here or there. So if we are going to practice as a builder, yes, but if you are going to teach, you must have some qualification for you to be able to teach. So in recognition that we have people who are there producing builders, they have certain specialties, and lecturers are here. So please let us take this matter and support what they have, presented to us. Because we put them there, we shouldn't be turning down the wasting time there. That of HND, it could also be presented in another forum so that we can also take it and it has been properly analyzed. Thank you.
If we don't read the national report here today, it will be now what he has said. A registrar talk. Some professors also sat down on this. They have details. They have done their own work. That is it. They should call them now to come and give you all the details here of how to breed this thing, because we need those who will be lecturing, teaching them at the College of Education. Government, this program we are doing, assessment program, and those are our people. Those are the people that we take. All these who are reading, tiling, plumbing, block work, and so on. It's okay. So, yeah, let's call for a vote.
You are for. No.
We have, as his counter motion be taken on. He has been withdrawn. Yes. So. What the counter motion you gave legally as
you made a statement, not
you made a statement. I mean, we can have a divided house here to move forward. Because if you don't, the essay to the minister will come here personally to say we should move out. We need to get result now.
There's a motion on ground and supported the counter motion so that it will be done.
It's okay. Now, let us do the vote, Abi. Is that what you are saying?
No,
he said you have put a counter motion.
I have a counter motion which I said that we cannot accept equating BSc.
It's okay. So, we now said that should pass through another process, not this one we are discussing. Did you listen to what the legal luminary said?
I heard him, sir. But what I'm saying, I had a counter motion that says we cannot accept that recommendation. It's as simple as ABC.
You should have, if it was online, we should have just mute him.
Yes. So, in line with this, if the whole house, this recommendation of the council the council of NLB has said this is the direction we should go based on all the chairmen of sales chapter, everybody and ESCO, and they now brought it here for ratification because we realized that this matter was deliberately delayed for quite a long time. Oh yeah, if you want to vote, vote. Yes or no? Yes. Yes, have it. Yes. Abi, yes. Abi, yes. Nice. No. Abi, yes. Yes. Let's go. Next. Yes. Report. I send auditor. Okay, treasurer's report. Treasurer's report. Treasurer. So we have to go. Tell them the report is online. They should go there and take it on the website. The Learning Center.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please, you can pick up this report at okay, it's on our website already, so you can just follow me. It's just a 2-page report, so I'll be very brief and I'll just explain it. Mr. President, permit me to stand on, of course, the established protocol in submitting this report to the distinguished House. It is, of course, a privilege to be of service to the Institute and submit this report at this golden general meeting today. You may want to recall that for the past 6 months, the country, or let me say the world, has been in a somber mood, of course, because of the COVID pandemic. This has actually resulted to, of course, lower revenues being generated by the institute than we expected. But of course, in the last 12 months that we've been here, we've been able to migrate all our payments to the online platform. That's of course payments that's in expenditure, thus reducing man hours, which is really spent by the account department, community to the banks and all. We've also been able to streamline all our accounts to just one for expenditure purposes. This has enabled us to track all money spent effectively, and of course for what purpose. We are working towards cutting down even the number of accounts that we have for payments, that's for revenue, to one, in line with global practices. We've also, with cooperation of the Secretariat, the KGS his team, been able to make collections that receive funds for all programs of the institute. That's in the last 1 year through of course online payments. I know that our conferences, our workshops, and even examinations have been paid through that. So of course this has enabled us now to reconcile our accounts faster. That's at the end of every project. To reconcile faster in maybe 48 hours, we should get the number and the cost and the amount that we expended on whatever program we embarked on. I have a table there, table 1. It shows our balances. We have 8 accounts actually of NIOB. 1 is actually an expenditure account, and while 1 that was the second account is a special account. I call it a special account is because it's for a particular project. That's the Embuild project, which is being funded, will I say, by the federal government for us to train, assess artisans in the building industry. It's only at the end of that project that we will be able to take profits from that and transfer to our own accounts for use. When we came in, when we came in, our account balances at 1st July, after the report sorry of the last 8 years, Our account balances for the 8 accounts was 149,513,983 naira 23 kobo. As at 1st July 2020, what we have in our account is 138,205,124 naira 88 kobo. Of course, the analysis shows that in the 12 months that we're analyzing, we have a surplus of 126 million naira. But of course, the financial secretary who is submitting his report after this will do the proper analysis and speak to this. I mentioned that of course the Zenith Bank account is a special account. Now, in concluding, I would just want to say that management has actually tried to curb wastages and plug drain holes, and that's why, of course, we're using technology in most of these processes. And it will only be, we believe that with your support and patience, the sky will be the limit for us as an institute, and we will all grow our finances together in the coming year. Thank you for your attention.
Financial
Good evening, everybody. My name is Lila. The report is on our website, and it's also screenshots. We are sharing the screen. Let me not take the report and go through it on online. This is the income statement for the 6 months, July 2019 to December 2019. It's on 2 parts. We have one for January 2020 to June 2020. The first one, our opening balance as at 1st of July 2019 was 149,513,923,023 kobo. Now, you can go through the revenue, and our major revenue lines are the AGM, the annual due, NLB exam fee, secretarial levy, admission of members, corporate certificates, mandatory continuous professional development program, assessment of training under Empower, which is the Empower bill, and other income, builders tax levy. So when you sum all the total revenue for 2019, which is July to December 2019, you have 70,387,787.43 kobo. When you had the bank balance and the income, you have 219,902,707.69 kobo. That's the total on the total revenue. So you can go through the expenses for 2019, which is the total expenses is 105,571,761,71 kobo. So when you now deduct the expenditure from the income, we have a surplus, which I put difference, surplus of 114,331,002 naira 96 kobo. That's for the July to December 2019. So on page So we check page 3, on page 3, I have for the 6 months, January 2020 and ending June 2020. The total revenue for that period was 49,999,301 naira 7 kobo. The expenses throughout that period. The expenses throughout the period is 38,189,974 We have difference of 11 million, which is surplus for that period. 11,809,329.32. When you add July 2019 to December 2019, which is 141,333,002 naira, to January surplus, you have 126,140,332 naira 28 kobo. You can do the same thing to the expenditure. You add the expenditure from which is on page 3 from July 19 to December 2019, which is 105,571,767. You add it to the one on page 4, which is total for the January 2020 to June 2020, and the total will give you 143,761,741. We have notes for all our expenses and revenue. So you go to page 5, you can see all the notes. The general, the bank balances as at 1st of July 2019, the 49 annual general meeting income, NLB professional examination income, annual due, make-up certificate. There's a note on income. While on the expenditure, you can still start from page 5 to page 8. So you see how those money being spent. So thank you very much. You can go to the website. If you have any question going through it, you can send it to us. So we'll answer it properly.
Thank you. Our financial secretary will do it. So, do we have? It's online. Hold on for internal auditor's report. Thanks.
Hello?
We can hear you. Loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Thank you, my president. This is the report of Internal Audit Committee of the Institute. I know it has been circulated on the internet.
Yes.
With gratitude to God for his protection throughout this period of COVID-19 pandemic, we humbly present the internal audit report of the Institute at its 50th annual general meeting. The committee met on the 19th March 2020 and on the 11th of September 2020 as a follow-up to our inaugural meeting held in December 2019. Objectives. Those are the objectives of the Internal Audit Committee. It's in our constitution. I don't want to waste much of your time. Let me go to point 3. Our findings. Hope you are hearing me, sir.
Go ahead.
Check of the system of the institution shows a great improvement and conformity to accounting standard, and it is quality compliance. This is, however, quarterly budget actual income account as stipulated in internal audit staff to function as a clerk and check and balances officers to all our transactions of the institute. Daily monthly reconciliation of our account not yet satisfactory. Action plan, bullet 1, harmonization of the institute's condition of service and employees handbook. We note that the discrepancies in the above two documents are yet to be resolved. Manpower, office equipment, filing process, staff trainings, and retraining. Action taken so far is quite impressive, but for staff training and retraining, the committee notes that the Institute does not have annual schedule or roster for training and retraining of the staff. 2019-2020 budget. Committee invited the AGS to discuss their observations on the way the 2019 and 20 budget was prepared as highlighted in the last minute of the meeting, and advised or suggested that the budget preparation should consider previous subsequent 3 years budget, find the average and mark up by 5%. Examine the 2019 AGM expenditure. Because we look at the budget income expenditure of 2019 AGM, it was observed that accommodation for students and logistics was overspent by 374,000 naira by the chairman of AGM committee, planning committee then. Internal auditor concluded that a query be given to the chairman of AGM planning committee through the secretary of internal audit committee and signed by the internal committee chairman to throw more light on why the budget for student accommodation at 1990 AGM was overspent. The AGS, however, explained that overspending was not unconnected with the influx of students to the AGM and the lack of release of hosted by tertiary institutions. 2020 MCPD workshop. The 2020 MCPD workshop documents were not available for necessary auditing. The chairman directed that the schedule officer should make them available by our next sitting. July 2020 examinations. Committee cited the budget and expenditure of just concluded CBT exam organized by the institute. The committee commended the chairman, the registrar, the members of examination committee, for the job well done. However, the internal audit committee noted that most of the retirements for some centers were not duly endorsed by the relevant coordinators. Income and expenditure from January to July 2020. And expenditure and noted the need for clarification on the following areas. Income sub-ed, MCPD should read MCPD, make up certificates, because we have some discrepancies in the sub-ed. The income sub-ed workshop to read MCPDP workshop. The cost of purchase of Institute Toyota Corolla was found to be 1,860,000 as against 1,900,000. The excess of 86,000 was found to be a 66,000 and 20,000 collected for repair of NLB car and renewal of NLB bus driving license and particulars. However, the internal audit committee noted that these approvals were not retired, and neither was the driving license cited in the file of the bus. NLB procurement process. The Internal Audit Committee noted that money through cash were being paid to staff for jobs to be executed by third party. This is especially so when we consider vehicle repairs and maintenance. This is an uncomfortable practice, and we find it very risky. Due process should be followed in our procurement process, education and training committee, and exam expenses. These two sub-heads of the expenditure account need to be well defined to capture their meaning and essence in the institute accounting system. In conclusion, the internal committee wishes to seize the opportunity of presenting this report to thank the president and the HES for their support and making the secretarial document available for auditing. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, the chairman of Internal Auditors Committee, for a job well done.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. External auditor.
Good evening, President, council members, and every other members of this institute present. My name is Kayode Lawani, and I'm representing HLB, Zedu, Oshotley and Co., the external auditor to the institute. My boss, Mr. Kolawole, should have been here, but I'm here representing him. I am here with my colleague to present the audited financial statement of the institute, spanning through the period of 1st of January 2019 to 31st December 2019. In order to be brief, I will just go straight to the statements necessary. If you go to page 9, statement of income and expenditure. That's page 9. Okay. Revenue for the institute in 2019 was 140,647,238 naira for 2019, and 2018 was 107,579,562 naira. Empower Fund 168,181,500 naira. The total inflow to the institute for the year 2019 was 308,828,738 naira. Operating expenditure 53,900,704 naira in 2019, while in 2018 44,972,400 naira. So the surplus of revenue over expenditure for the year 2019 was 254,928,034 naira, while in 2018 it was 62,604,162 naira. Other income 493,100 naira in 2019, while in 2018 531,895 naira. So the total income from that was 255,421,134 naira in 2019, while in 2018 it was 63,139,057. Other expenses, which include personnel costs, 14,046,983 naira for 2019, while in 2018, 14,555,769. And build expenses, which was only incurred in 2019, 39,618,675 naira. Depreciation of fixed assets, 665, financial charges, 665,503 naira in 2019, while in 2018, 357,522 naira. Depreciation, 3,855,900 naira, while in 2018 it was 3,839,425 naira. Other expenditure, 67,546,317 naira in 2019, while in 2018 it was 44,221,427 naira. Surplus for the year. Total in 2019 was 129,687,756 naira, while in 2018 it was 164,940 naira. From the statement of income and expenditure, we realized that there was a wide disparity and an increase in the surplus for the year when compared with the previous year, 2018. And this was due to the Empower Fund that was granted to the Institute during the year. And it's very important to note that this fund, as at 31st December 2019, has not yet been exhausted, even up to 30% as at that year. So there was a wide increase in surplus surplus for the year in 2019. Let's go to page 8. Page 8 is the statement of financial position. The statement of financial position is just telling us the position of the institute right from inception till present when it comes to its finance. Assets, non-current assets, property, plant and equipment, otherwise referred to as fixed assets. For 2019, 160,456,530 naira, while in 2018, 101,343,430 naira. There was an increase in property, plant and equipment due to the acquisition of an apartment for the APDC estate. And there were also some other acquisition of fixed assets like computers and all that, which related to this increase. Intangible assets, 10 naira. Investments, 7,650,000 in 2019, and that same figure is still there, right, brought forward from 2018. Total non-current assets, 124,106,540 naira in 2019, while in 2018 it was 108,993,440 naira. Current assets, inventory, 5,628,000. This was the figure brought forward from the previous year, 2018. Other receivables, 881,663 naira in 2019, and 881,663 naira in the same year, 2019. Cash and cash receivables. This is the balance we have in your bank. In 2019, 119,913,497 naira, while in 2018 it was 113,750,044 naira. Total current assets, 126,423,160 naira in 2019, while in 2018, it was 120,259,707 naira. Total assets, this is the addition of non-current assets and current assets. 250,529,700 naira in 2019, and in 2018 it was 229,253,147 naira. Fund and reserve, accumulated funds. The accumulated funds simply means addition of surplus or deficits over the years before. In 2019, it was 249,027,958 naira, and in 2018 it was 119,340,202 naira. Liabilities. Non-current liabilities, none. Current liabilities, employee benefits, nil. Trade and other payables. In 2019, 1,501,742 naira, while in 2018 it was 109,912,945 naira. Total current liability is as stated here. And total liability is 1,501,742 naira, while in 2018, 109,912,945 naira. So the total accumulated fund and liability for the institute is 200. This is the addition of funds and reserves with the liability. In 2019, it was 250,529,700 naira, while in 2018, it was 229,253,147 naira. That's just a summary of the statement of financial position for the institute as at 2019. So we'll go to page 7. Page 7 is just the final audit reports concerning the financial statements. In page 7, reports of the independent auditors to the members of Nigerian Institute of Building. Reports on the financial statements. We have audited the financial statement of the Nigerian Institute of Building, which comprise the statement of financial position as at 31st December 2019, and the statement of income and expenditure, statement of changes in accumulated funds, and statement of cash flows for the year ended. A summary of significant accounting policies and other explanatory information are set out on pages 8 to 31. These are just notes which supports every detail, every summary that I've just read to you. You can view them at your convenience. So, opinion. In our opinion, the financial statement gives a true and fair view of the state of affairs of the Institute's financial positions at 31st December 2019 in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards. Financial Reporting Council Act No. 6, 2011. The requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, CAP C20 LFN 2004, and other statutory financial regulations. Council's responsibility for the financial statements. The Council executives are responsible for the preparation and fair presentation of these financial statements in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards. The requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, CAP C20 LFN 2004, the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act No. 6, 2011, and for such internal control as the Council determines are necessary to enable the preparation of financial statements that are free from material misstatements, whether due to fraud or error, selecting and applying appropriate accounting policies, and making accounting estimates that are reasonable in the circumstances. Auditor's responsibility. Our responsibility is to express an independent opinion on this financial statement based on our audit. We conducted our audit in accordance with international standards on auditing. Those standards require that we comply with ethical requirements, plan and perform the audit to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements are free from material misstatements. An audit involves performing procedures to obtain audit evidence about the amounts and disclosures in the financial statements. The procedures selected depend on auditor's judgment, including assessment of risk of material misstatement of the financial statements, whether due to fraud or error. In making those risk assessments, the auditor considers internal control relevant to the entity's preparation and fair presentation of the financial statement in order to design audit procedures that are appropriate in the circumstances, but not for the purpose of expressing an opinion on the effectiveness of entities' internal control. An audit also includes evaluating the appropriateness of accounting estimates made by the directors, as well as evaluating, in this case, the council members, as well as evaluating the overall presentation of financial statements. We believe that audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide basis for our audit opinion. Key audit matters. Key audit matters are those matters that, in our professional judgment, were of most significance in our audit of financial statements for the current period. Reference is therefore made to our observance of inadequate postings of accounting entries into software modules, which require significant improvement in view of the misleading implications. This matter has been communicated to the management of our domestic reports, and we are positive that corrective actions will be taken. Reports on other legal requirements. The Companies and Handling Matters Act C-2010 2004 requires that in carrying out our audits, we consider and report to you on the following matters. We confirm that 1, we have obtained all the information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audit. 2, in our opinion, proper books of account have been kept by the Institute so far as appears from our examination of those books. And 3, the Institute's statement of financial position and statement of income and expenditure and in agreement with the books of accounts. Thanks. Best regards from HLZ Roshosin Amko. Thank you.
Thank you, So, as I found for the discussion on all these financial issues, motion. Chairman of Lagos State Council.
I, Buda Sunday Usu.
Come on.
I, Buda Sunday Usu, FNI will be hereby move the motion for discussion of all the financial statements presented so far. Thank you.
All right, Madam. That's good.
I, Builder Mrs. Ikere and FNIOB, hereby support the motion that the reports be accepted for discussion.
Now, here we are. Discussion. The floor is open. Contribution on this report. What's up, adjournment? No, on the system, everybody join us. Huh? How many? You have 3. Oh yeah, name them. I think very deleted. I think when you are just no. I think when you internal audit committee, maybe he has raised his hand before. Have you?
No, sir. You may have observation.
Yes, observation. It's okay. But I think when you get really, I'll meet yourself.
We have pleasure.
I, Builder Dr. Akinla Victoria Olufunke, hereby move motion for adoption of the report.
Seconded by who? Abalaka. Come and say your own no. our former publicity secretary. Let them see you again after a long time.
Let's see your
I, Daniel Abalaka, supports the motion.
We are almost running off now. That's item on the agenda. So now, hello, we are almost rounding up. Please, let us try and be patient. I know everybody wants to close for the day. Please, there is an issue on ground. AOB. Can I quickly? AOB.
Yeah,
Professor.
Mr. President, I just wanted to draw our attention to this important document of the Institute, which were being reviewed. You recall that the FNGPC has spent quite some time trying to look at the financial regulations and then the conditions of service staff. Unfortunately, we were not able to conclude the assignment, and it has to pass through the council before finally making its trip to AGM. So may I appeal to AGM to maybe when the assignment is concluded, so that council can give some provisional approval for the document to be operationalized pending. Because if we are not going to meet until the next 12 months, it will be not very complimentary to say we do not have a revised condition of service and financial regulations for the institute. There are minor amendments, but basically the procedures are still as the issue. It's just an appeal. Thank you.
Thank you for the information, Prof. Our first Vice President. Now, there are two main things I have to quickly highlight here. Building survey, building condition survey. We embark on this exercise all over the country. That is, that we should try to investigate or examine the conditions of those buildings constructed before 1960. 1960 happened to be when we gained our political independence. And coincidentally, it is propounded theoretically too that lifespan of buildings could be around 60 years. We now look at it as NLB contribution to this 60 years anniversary of Nigerians' independence. Let us go around the country within our community and examine if we have buildings that were constructed before 1960, what conditions were they? And by going around, we discover a lot. There are some buildings were even over 100 years, and they were still standing solid. And this becomes a research matter that we should look into the materials used to construct those buildings. The mosque in Lagos State that we found on Lagos Island, Chita Bay Mosque, the ceiling was made of raffia palm. And that was a challenge to builders that raffia palms could last for over 100 years. as city members. There were other things that we discovered. No reinforcement in the walls and so on. And there are some other places across the country where they have discovered that some buildings lasted for quite a long time in the east, in the north. So we might not know the import of this exercise. We just embark on them. But we didn't know that it will gain interest of those in the government. We are already talking at the level of partnership. We just embark on this thing as a social responsibility. So I must thank our chairman from all state chapters and members that are involved in this. It has not ended. In fact, we are being encouraged to go further, to document this thing, and then try to recommend, should the community be maintaining these buildings that are monuments, or government or associations? So this is an exercise that we project us in a way. We project our practice, and as now dovetailed into this program of materials, what do we call it? Materials research. We are putting up a research center and also skills development center and material testing lab. We have COVID-19 has slowed down the issue of funding from outside and so, but it's a temporary setback. We are going to embark on this thing with whatever we are having. Members are going to pay, dues or charges. I think NIQS, they ask their members to pay certain amount, and then there are also voluntary donations. Because if we are able to make that assignment, this issue of research center and skill development center, NLB will never be at this level, high up there at international level. The advocacy, the publicity, we always go higher. So we by tomorrow we are expecting some highly people in the society to be part of our program. So we are not related on our efforts. With your massive support, we are coming from different directions to make sure that this body, our own body, we add a lot of value to the development of Nigerian built environment. So on this note, we are still, I want to ask for further AOB. Nobody is raising hand. Online, AOB, very good. Usanobon.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir. Good evening, sir. Once again.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We can hear you.
Thank you very much. In one of the reports, I think by the SGS, it has mentioned that in this drive for going ITC in NIOB, that very soon the institute handles, social media handles are going to be active. In one of our platform, I have mentioned it before, that those social media handles of the institute are dormant. Mr. President, it may interest you to know that I am one of your followers in Twitter, and I don't see much of activities going on there. And seeing the role the social media is playing in this ITC world that we are in today, I have taken upon myself and other concerned builders to start what we call a builders trending initiative. And we're trending things that concern building, and I will be carbon and builders. This AGM, our members has done tremendously on Twitter and Facebook, and we post and trended, publicize our activities. I will ask that let us focus more. If all of us in building, all the builders in the country, we are on the social media and we are changing our narratives the way we want it to be, definitely our names and our professions will be in the minds of all Nigerians. The issue of obscurity and the oblivion of builders and the building profession will be a thing of the past. I really want to believe that we are going to give a serious attention to this, and I encourage other builders to join us in building trending initiative to talk about our narrative, creating content that would drive our publicity and to know to Nigerians, thereby telling them what they can gain by engaging professional and registered builders in Nigeria. Thank you very much, sir.
Burutai.
Buratai. Thank you, Usabon.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, my president.
Yes.
Good evening, all. I have heard all the reports and the reports submitted by various committees. However, some of these committees have made mention of some recommendations. I want the AGM to give them, to give whichever committee or which the management mandate to implement some of these recommendations by the committees. So I therefore suggest that the whole, the AGM will give the management or whoever the management is there. So I'm just giving this proposal to the audience.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yes, thank you. Your contribution is appreciated. Adesoya. Abdul Latif. Kindly unmute yourself.
Hello. More especially the internal auditor's report.
What?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, Abdul Latif. Hello, good evening. Abdul Latif from Kebbi State. Hello?
Yes, go ahead, we can hear you.
I want to make mention of, I want to point to the correction of what happened today early of the program about the internet issue. We that we are attending the program from house should be given the option. As you can see, most of us, we have been raising our hand. If the issue is going on here, we need to be, maybe if you give some people over there, if you give them like 2 chances, we should allow we that we are attending from the house. Having our own chance. That's my contribution, Mr. President. Thank you.
Noted. Yes. Yeah. Usenbon, thank you for that observation. I changed my phone. I bought a new phone. In the process, there was some kind of, I don't know. Yes. So, I'm not back on Twitter and other social media, but I need them for publicity. I always work late for long now. Only 3 hours sleep overnight. You could see my eyes blurry. I need sleep. So I'm doing a lot of publicity work for the institute. Tomorrow now, the TV I will mobilize them to be here and others. So I appeal to the AGS and the publicity secretary.
Marketing and corporate affairs.
Marketing and corporate affairs. You know, from what we have been doing, we had an MOU with Australia Institute of Building, and the second vice national president is online, has been online with us. Graham Taylor. We thank you very much. This MOU was that we will be exchanging letters, e-letters, part of the MOU, with the Australia Institute of Building. They have been helping us, advertising, writing a lot about our activities, but we have not reciprocated because we need to go back to that a department, research and or marketing
And research and development.
so that we need proper IT and publicity guys or press people as a department in NLB. We are doing a lot, but the publicity, we need to be issuing out e-letters. A lot of activities that are being appreciated, but we need to project those activities far and wide. So we noted that. So more activities on social media. Thank you very much. Thank you for your observation. Our Graham Teddy, we appreciate you. Thank you for projecting NLB in that part of the world. In fact, this program have been shared in so many other journals there. He said some of them to me. Those are the things we should also be projecting on our website. Thank you, my secretary, for building that website. We are going to project ourselves across the world through the website too. Thank you very much. So on this note, we will move a motion for adjournment. Yes. But before that, you remember tomorrow we will be here as from 10. Please. The immediate past chairman of Lagos State, Aguta Sholo.
Thank you for that compliment. My question is just an observation that I think we need to bring to this meeting before me. I see lack of no commitment in some of our members. And we're fond of giving excuses and complaining how they run affairs of NLB, how it is run. In this board, we expect to see the total number of council members, which I believe is about 40. And we, people like us and some other people that are expected to sit down and watch at home. I wonder if I'm not here and some of the colleagues that are not here, who's going to be in this one? So, I'm just trying to bring to this as my president. Something is missing, missing somewhere. And it's these people who are called the council member or the state chapter member. Nobody should come and complain about how they run this affair if they are not ready to show sign of commitment of attending to this kind of important meeting. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Builder Adelaide Adekombi. All the chairmen of state chapters were expected to be here. You know, when you are giving people option of voucher, you pay very small amount of money and you watch the proceeding and you stay back at your home. So, like my IPP, I told you that we are going to find him. Even our own public secretary, he's not here. Can you believe it? He's somewhere in his office, making comments from the comfort of his home. So they are using it to save costs, and I appreciate what you have said. His commitment. Once you have taken that position, you should be able to sacrifice your time and your energy for what we are doing. Thank you very much. It's appreciated. Madam.
Yes, sir. I want to support what
supported. Thank you.
Supported. Thank you.
I will support the time. I don't think any of the council members
Given an option. They are not giving option.
It's not
was not giving option.
It's not an option. I think it is compulsory for all council members, most of the state chairmen to be here. So even for your own ESCO, the management team, the publicity secretary of the National Council not to be here, it's supposed to be fine. Not option for you to sit at the comfort of this room. The management, the council members, the chairman of all the state chapters, they support. I saw them on the platform. Yeah. Giving an excuse I cannot join you. It's very wrong. They are not, like what he said, they are not laying legacy for the institutes. Thank you. For them to be virtual, anyone can be virtual. So, on this note, the fine for the council members that are absent for 50 years.
It's not in the constitution. It's not in the constitution.
It's not a matter of constitution. Please.
Let alone.
It's an observation.
Okay.
So it will be supported. So they have to be fine.
Yes, that's the chairman, our young lady, chairman of the Ekiti State. So there's no way they can defend themselves. IPP, my IPP cannot, although it's now Agbalagba and Agbalagba. After 5. Yeah. So they will be fine. They will be fine. Yes.
The President, council members, good evening. I'm Bilal Obiyan by name. I'm here to represent my state chapter chairman, that's the state chapter.
Bauchi. It's okay. Adjournment. Information. You know, chairman, for dynamism, we need to adhere to the constitutional requirement that after 2 years, let another person come in. You are not being paid for this exercise. Once you are not being paid and it's affecting your source of income, after 2 years, you will just relax. That is why some of them are not here, because they are tired. So let them relinquish power to the younger ones they have groomed to bring in more dynamism. Do you understand? Chinasa. But Chinasa is very active now, developing young ones. Motion for adjournment. Let me allow a woman to move the motion. Oh yeah, come on, madam. Don't oppress, women. Were you here yesterday? Very wonderful program. Let's appreciate them.
I know we're all tired. Or do we still want to continue? Okay, on this note, hi, good Mrs. Ikere. Okay, I then, FNIOT, hereby move the motion that this meeting should be adjourned. And the 2021 in Lagos, we'll do that in Lagos back.
Who's that man? Come from the back. Who's this man? White.
Okay, Lagos, okay.
It's a Lagos guy. Oh yeah, they say Eko Nibaje. Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's a young Lagos and a new fellow. A young fellow.
Yes,
baby
young
fellow. It's not baby. Do we say baby fellow?
Okay, if not this year, you can agree.
Oh yeah. Introduce yourself.
Hi, Hilda Bakole Arun, new fellow.
So, closing prayer.
Builder Chinasa.
Builder Chinasa.
Your final closing prayer as the chapter chairman.
He's with me.
Please can we all rise and Father, we thank you at this hour for your mercy and for your grace, which you have granted to us in this 50th AGM. Father, we thank you because you were able to cross all builders the pandemic of COVID-19, and we were able to overcome it in all our programs. Father, at this hour, we have deliberated a lot of issues with so many people with us on visual. We pray that you help us to implement all of them in Jesus' name. Amen. Therefore, as we are leaving our road, we cover with the blood of Jesus, and we pray that you lead us home safely as we move forward towards 2021 AGM in Lagos. You will keep all of us, and all of us will meet ourselves there together. With other builders you are going to add to us. We pray this. Thank you for our president and the management team and the executive and every member and all the technical personnel. We bless you because we know you have answered us. In Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen.